The sun barely penetrated the dense canopy of the overgrown forest, casting dappled shadows on the thick, verdant undergrowth. Vines, thick and unruly, hung like guardian sentinels from towering trees that seemed to touch the heavens. The air was cool and filled with the earthy scent of moss and decaying foliage. In this untamed wilderness, Elara moved with a purpose. Elara, a woman in her mid-30s with a stern yet compassionate visage, led her small band of survivors with an unwavering resolve. Her skin, weathered by the harsh elements, had taken on a tan as rich as the forest itself, and her eyes, sharp and discerning, missed little as she glanced over the beaten path. The group trudged behind her, a ragtag assembly of weary souls clinging to the hope Elara had kindled within them. "Are you sure this city exists, Elara?" asked Mira, one of the closest allies in Elara's fold. Her voice trembled with exhaustion and a hint of skepticism. "We've been walking for days." Elara paused, her hand brushing against the bark of an ancient tree as she considered the path ahead. Her lips thinned into a determined line as she recalled the half-buried ruins she'd stumbled upon, relics speaking of an era before the world had collapsed. "It's here, Mira," Elara affirmed, her voice steady, resonating with the echoes of courage. "I found signs of it. The legends of the old city hold truths. If we can uncover its secrets, we might just have a chance." The group exchanged uneasy glances, the gravity of their leader's words weaving a tapestry of cautious hope and repressed fear. Yet, beneath the surface, Elara's heart surged with a defiant pulse, a silent vow to breach the forgotten city's mysteries. The forest rustled with an unseen vitality as Elara led them deeper into its embrace, each step promising either discovery or doom. The forest stretched endlessly around Elara and her small band. Trees, gnarled and ancient, formed a maze of twisted trunks and entangled branches. The air buzzed with the orchestra of hidden creatures, and the scent of wet earth and moss hung heavy around them. "Stay close," Elara instructed, her voice barely a whisper amidst the rustling foliage. Her eyes darted, ever vigilant, scanning for threats both seen and unseen. Each member of the group stepped cautiously, their footprints muted against the forest floor carpeted with leaves. The echoes were eerie, like whispers from the past, guiding them on a path fraught with peril. They seemed to lead the group deeper into the forest, weaving through the towering trees in an almost sentient manner. Birds cawed overhead, their calls a stark reminder of nature's dominion. Kale, a young man with a crown of auburn hair, lagged slightly behind, shooting anxious glances over his shoulder. "Do you hear that?" he murmured, his voice laden with unease. Mira, walking beside him, nodded, her brow furrowed. "It's as if something follows us," she whispered, casting a nervous glance at Elara, who walked ahead with confident strides. Elara felt the weight of their apprehension, but her resolve remained unbroken. Her mind fixated on the whispers, interpreting them as a sign, an ancient calling. But could there truly be something watching them, lurking just beyond their perception? She quieted her doubts and addressed the group, "Keep moving. Whatever it is, we'll handle it together." Elara's tone was that of a commander, groomed by trials of survival. The forest seemed to close in around them, the canopy above blending into shadows. Yet, there was warmth in Elara's heart, fueled by the knowledge that every step brought them closer to unveiling the secrets of the last remnants of a forgotten world. The forest parted to reveal the outskirts of the city, a derelict testament to a world long past. Towers, skeletal in their disrepair, stood as silent sentinels amongst the encroaching vegetation. The city's aura was one of melancholy resignation, yet beneath its faded grandeur lay the promise of secrets untold. Elara stood at the edge of this lost world, her eyes wide with awe and determination. As she took a step forward, a figure emerged from the shadows, a towering presence shrouded in primitive armor adorned with emblems of the old world. "The Warden," Elara whispered to herself, recognition kindling a wary flame in her heart. The Warden's voice boomed across the space between them, deep and resonant like the rumble of distant thunder. "Turn back, intruder. This city is sacred, its secrets protected." Elara squared her shoulders, meeting the Warden's steely gaze with one of her own. I seek only what can save my people, she declared, her voice carrying both her plea and unwavering resolve. Many have sought the power within these walls, the warden stated, gesturing towards the city with a sweep of his arm. His eyes, shadowed beneath his helm, bore into hers with an intensity that spoke of untold wisdom and burdens. Few understood the price. The air crackled with tension, yet Elara remained unflinching. She sensed the untapped energy within the city, almost as if it thrummed beneath her very feet, promising salvation and ruin in equal measure. I'm not like them, Elara replied, almost a whisper as if sharing a secret with the very earth. Her group lingered at a distance, their fates entwined with her choices. The warden seemed to weigh her resolve, the silence stretching unbearably between them. He finally withdrew, letting her words linger amidst the ruins. With a final glance at the protector of the city, Elara felt the gravity of her decision settle upon her. The city lay before them, its secrets ripe for unveiling, yet guarded by the formidable presence of the warden, a guardian of the old, preserved wisdom. With covered steps, Elara and her group breached the silent perimeter of the ancient city. The buildings loomed overhead, wrapped in tendrils of ivy and creeping moss, a fusion of the remnants of a civilization and nature's reclamation. The echoes guided them still, an invisible thread weaving through their souls, drawing them toward the heart of the city. The streets, though choked by decades of neglect, whispered stories of past vibrancy and life. Broken windows and crumbling facades bore witness to a forgotten era of triumphs and tragedies. We need to be cautious, Elara advised, her voice measured and assuring. Her thoughts raced as she contemplated the knowledge hidden within these walls, a knowledge that could tip the balance of survival. The group moved as shadows, entering a building that seemed once to be a central hub, judging by its elaborate design and ornate, though now faded, carvings. Inside, dust particles suspended in shafts of light floating down like fragmented memories. Kale, unable to suppress his curiosity, ran a finger over an intricate symbol etched into the wall. What do you suppose this means? He mused aloud, earning a sharp glance from Elara. Clues to the wisdom this city once held, she replied. Her voice carried an undertone of wonder. If we find the heart of this place, maybe we can understand. As they delved deeper, each room a new page in history's folio, Elara felt the city speaking in silence. Its forgotten dwellers seemed to echo warnings and blessings, a symphony of the past urging caution and courage. A distant rumble caught Elara's attention, summoning a memory of the warden's words. Few understood the price, he had said, reminding her of the gravity each discovery bore. Yet, fear did not deter her. Energized by a relentless drive, Elara moved forward, seeking the city's heart where the answers lay, hungry to ignite hope in a world cloaked in shadows. The heart of the city pulsated with energy, a maze of corridors leading to a central chamber where ancient technology slumbered beneath layers of dust. The chamber itself was a marvel amidst decay, its architecture a testament to the ingenuity of a lost civilization. Elara stood breathless at its threshold, the others hesitating at the magnitude of what lay before them. Complex machinery encircled an orb pulsing with gentle luminescence, casting a soft glow across their awestruck faces. This is it, Elara whispered, her hand extended as if to touch the very future of her people. Her heart pounded in synchrony with the thrumming energy surrounding her. Mira stepped forward, eyes reflecting hope. With this, we could change everything, she breathed, enthralled. Yet, amidst the group's growing sense of triumph, a shadow fell, a looming presence marked by the warden's arrival within the chamber. Be warned, the warden intoned, his voice a stark echo of the warnings past. This power is not without consequence. Elara turned to face him, determination etched into every line of her frame. We came seeking salvation, she countered, passion igniting her words. We have no other choice. The warden's gaze softened slightly, a flicker of understanding amidst caution. You must understand. With creation comes destruction. Use it, and the balance may tip. The past has taught us this. Silence enveloped them, charged with the weight of decision. Elara's mind was a battlefield of hope and foreboding, the lives of her companions resting on the precipice of newfound power. "I will bear this responsibility," Elara finally spoke, every word a solemn vow. The warden regarded her with a mix of respect and caution, and with a nod, he stepped back, allowing her to stand before Destiny's gateway. Within the chamber, the city's secrets sang their silent song, urging her forward. Every nerve tingled as Elara stood at the nexus of potential and peril, the ancient city's lifeblood thrumming beneath her feet. The air was an electric promise, filled with the weight of the decision that lay ahead. The warden, an unyielding guardian of this might, still loomed, his presence a steadfast reminder of the past's legacy and the future's uncertainty. "Well, what's it going to be, Elara?" Kale asked, his voice a whisper yet curiously loud in the silent chamber. Fear and hope danced in his eyes, a reflection of the stakes laid bare before them. Elara took a deep breath, her eyes locking with the warden's, searching for something, approval, or perhaps understanding. Her mind raced through the possibilities, weighing the salvation of her people against the shadow of potential darkness. "Knowledge is our only path forward," she murmured, more to herself than to anyone else. The warden shifted, his gaze taking on a semblance of respect. "Your determination is admirable, but know that tampering with such power could unravel not just your lives, but the world beyond." His words echoed ominously, yet Elara set her jaw firmly. She realized that the world they lived in was already broken, and doing nothing could condemn them further to decay. "I will use it," she said, finally, her voice a resolute chiming of fate. "But not without caution. If there is even a chance, it is worth trying." With that, her fingers danced over the controls, the runes and symbols lighting up beneath her touch as though recognizing a kindred spirit. She felt the city's latent energy respond, surging like a river beneath ice, waiting for the thaw. Suddenly, the chamber was ablaze with life, kinetic and volatile, as the long-dormant technology sprang to life. Elara felt the world shift around her, the air itself crackling with rebirth. The warden watched, the shadows of old wisdom glinting in his eyes. "May your path forward honor those who came before," he intoned softly. As the chamber roared with newfound energy, Elara knew she had crossed the threshold from which there was no turning back. The dawn broke with a gentle radiance, sunlight filtering through the canopy, casting a warm, golden hue across the forest. It was as if the world itself had awakened anew, mirroring the change within Elara and her group. Elara emerged from the trees, exuding a calm resolve that seemed to resonate with the natural world around her. Her weary companions followed, their expressions tinged with awe and burgeoning hope. They looked upon their leader, the bringer of light to their shadowed existence. As the echoes that once haunted them transformed into guiding harmonies, Mark, one of the veteran members, nodded appreciatively. "You did it, Elara. We all felt it. The land. It's alive again." His gaze swept over the vibrant foliage, a testament to their triumph. Elara's lips curved into a smile, a rare and genuine moment of triumph flashing in her eyes. "We did it," she corrected, casting a glance back at the city, now a hum of vibrant energy behind them. Just then, the warden appeared, his formidable air softened, now more ally than adversary. The echoes played around him like a symphony, weaving through the air as natural as his breath. "The city thrives once more under your guidance," he acknowledged, his gaze steady, a thread of mutual understanding linking him to Elara. "Perhaps together, we can forge a future balanced by the wisdom of the past." Elara extended a hand, a gesture of unity and shared purpose. "With your knowledge and our resolve, we can protect what remains and nurture what grows." The warden accepted, a sight once unimaginable now cast into reality. "The regeneration has begun, Elara. Lead them as wisely as you have led them here." As they moved forward, the group, now joined by the warden, disappeared into the verdant tapestry of the forest. The echoes, once foreboding whispers, harmonized with their footsteps, guiding them toward the dawn of a new beginning, where history and future intertwined in a dance of life reborn. And in that moment, Elara knew the journey was but the start of a legacy they would all come to cherish, long after their footsteps faded into the annals of the ancient woods.